Hey guys! Welcome to the Turkish series Stars channel. All the details are in our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share our video before continuing. Thank you so much. A wave of whispers has swept through the entertainment world, and this time the spotlight has turned sharply onto Navruz and Alina. The word drifting through sets and backrooms is that the separation between these two beloved stars isn't about a simple disagreement or a fleeting clash, but about something far more delicate, heavy, and human. According to those who say they've watched this unfold up close, Navruz has been carrying a burden that doesn't fit into backstage chatter. The claim is that he has been consumed by the serious health condition of someone very dear to him, and that this crisis tugged him away from the bright glow of cameras toward the muted halls of hospitals and long nights without sleep. Inside talk suggests the distance between and Alina wasn't abrupt, it stretched slowly across days on set, in rehearsals, and in those in-between moments when silence says more than words. What's being said is that a major health event, a heart surgery for a close relative, changed the course of everything. The moment the news arrived, is said to have asked for lighter hours, cut back on appearances, and shifted from public charm to private concern. He reportedly moved with a quiet urgency, trying to be where love mattered most, shutting the door on anything that didn't help him hold his world together. Friends say he hardly left that side, glued to checkups and updates and the steady rhythm of recovery routines. Those close to the situation describe the period as one that tested both endurance and resolve. The hospital lights, the beeping monitors, the waiting rooms where time seems to bend, people say lived through all of that and emerged changed. The argument is not that there was any blow-up with Alina, the explanation being passed from whisper to whisper is that when life throws you into a storm, your map changes. Priorities shifted. Energy dwindled. Conversations between them grew shorter, not out of anger, but because there were more urgent calls to answer. And yet, Alina has remained notably quiet. No dramatic posts, no cryptic captions, no interviews crafted for sympathy. Instead, what her circle claims is that she has tried to understand the moment for what it is, bigger than both of them. Sources insist Alina confided to friends, "Life doesn't always go as planned," a simple sentence that carries a lot of grace. The separation, they say, was not fueled by arguments. It was more like walking together until the path split and recognizing that forcing a single road would only lead to pain. Another sign feeding the rumor mill has been Alp's near disappearance from the public square. Once consistent with updates and present at events, he pulled back. No red carpets, no playful stories from his trailer, and minimal engagement with cameras when he's off the clock. The thought behind this retreat, insiders explain, is protection. Protecting the person recovering, protecting the quiet, and protecting the fragile line between public curiosity and private heartbreak. Those who know him best claim he didn't want a single detail of that delicate situation to become a headline. These claims, retold again and again in industry circles, paint a picture far from scandal or betrayal. Instead, they suggest a struggle that sits squarely in the territory of family and health, where the stakes are measured not in ratings or contracts, but in heartbeats and breath. There has been no official statement from either party, and that silence only adds weight to the theory that both and Alina chose dignity over spectacle, at least for now. Behind the scenes, the sense is that the surgery didn't just affect the person in the hospital bed, it changed too. It's said that before and after that operation, time slowed and sharpened at once. Every hour felt heavy. People whisper that was physically present on set but emotionally anchored somewhere else, floating between lines of a script and lines on a medical chart. They remember him repeating a phrase, almost like a mantra, "My family comes first." When the day wrapped, he reportedly went straight back, staying through the calmer hours when the hospital dims and the real waiting begins. As the days stretched, the distance between and Alina reportedly became harder to ignore. Not because affection was lost, but because the moment required a kind of singular focus that love sometimes has to step back from to survive intact. Those in their circle say the decision to separate didn't drop out of a clear blue sky. It was talked through, slowly and honestly, with a clear-eyed understanding that pressing forward as if nothing had changed would strain both of them in ways that might leave lasting scars. On set, colleagues supposedly saw small signs. Alp was said to keep his phone close, stepping aside between scenes, speaking softly, checking messages with the tense patience of someone waiting for updates he couldn't control. He aimed to deliver the work with his usual professionalism, but people noticed a new stillness in him, less banter, more focus, a mind that needed to be in two places at once. If a chance came to wrap even a little early, he took it, hurrying off toward the place where he felt he was most needed. Recovery, thankfully, is believed to be progressing, though the doctor's notes of rest and no stress are said to linger over everything. In that space, the choice to live quietly becomes less about public image and more about safeguarding a fragile peace. Friends of the couple caution outsiders not to misread the hush. It's not a PR strategy, they say, but a boundary. Alp's priority is to make sure the person dear to him heals, and that means shutting out the uproar, even if it leaves questions unanswered. If there's a lesson being pulled from this by those who watch celebrity lives like a series unfolding, it's that fame doesn't soften life's hardest moments. In fact, it often turns them into spectacles. Yet the prevailing belief now is that the break between Alp and Alina was less a casualty of romance and more a sober decision in a season when survival and stability come first. The choice to say little has been interpreted as a sign of care, an agreement that some stories aren't meant to be performed. Inside their circles, there's talk that this has shaken Alp more deeply than he anticipated. Even someone who projects calm can crack in private, and sources say there were evenings when the weight showed, when he let the strong face slip in front of a trusted few. The fear that runs through any surgery, those hours that feel like holding your breath, reportedly changed the way he sees his career timeline. There are whispers he shelved plans, set aside goals, and allowed himself to be the kind of present that doesn't translate into content but does translate into love. As for Alina, friends insist she hasn't taken any of this as a personal slight. Instead, there's a clear understanding in her words. Sometimes people have to take on different responsibilities. She appears to be choosing grace over grievance, stepping away from the narrative that demands finger-pointing. Those who spend time with her say there's respect in how both handled the exit, a refusal to let bitterness rewrite what was real between them. No long captions aimed at each other. No coded answers at press lines. Just space. That silence has also meant turning down interviews, or steering them away from private terrain. There's a belief that if even one small detail about the recovery became a headline, the fragile progress could be dragged into a storm of speculation. People who know Alp describe his stance as protective and selfless, the kind of role that doesn't come with applause but might be the most meaningful one he's played. And with murmurs that the recovery continues to go well, fans have breathed a little easier, hopeful that the worst has passed. In that light, talk has started to shift toward a slow return to normalcy. Not the old normal, but a new one where family anchors every decision. Industry chatter suggests Alp is easing back, keeping commitments but drawing firm lines around his time. Alina is said to be doing the same, directing her energy toward work while honoring the quiet that this chapter has asked of both of them. The headlines may remember their separation, but people close to the story insist it was a choice born from care, not conflict, a decision to protect what mattered most when life demanded it. This brings us to the end of our video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the Turkish series Stars channel and share the video. Goodbye.